What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. My name is Nicole and I am a recovering addict. My sobriety date is July 13th of 2015 and I'm going to share some stuff with you guys today. So I have been combing the internet, watching different videos, getting inspiration from different content creators, and I fell upon a video by a lady who has a channel called Put the Shovel Down, and I will link her video in the comment section in the description box of this video. I've been subscribed to her channel for about a year now, but I haven't been seeing her videos pop up in my feed, which is so crazy because I have my bell on and everything. So while I'm talking about notifications, if you guys don't mind, give this video a thumbs up. Please comment down below and click that notification bell so that way you will be made aware when I go live or upload. For those of you guys that don't know, I upload every single day. I go live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. And on Sunday nights, I have a special Zoom call with all my patrons. So if that's something that you would be interested in being a part of, join my Patreon. It's only $2 a month, and I will also link that down below. So let's get into this video. The meat and potatoes, y'all. The meat and potatoes. So this video is about addicts and why we can't take responsibility for our actions when we are in active addiction. So I have personal experience with this. One, because I'm a recovering drug addict and I've done it a million times. And two, because I am the wife of a man. I'm the wife of a man. Obviously, he's a man. I am the wife of a man who struggles with his recovery and who has had a couple of relapses since we've both been sober. And so first I want to share with you guys why I think that why I was unable to be honest and admit and take responsibility when my family members would ask me, "Are you high? Why did you steal that money out of my wallet? Nicole, we know you got arrested. Your mugshot's right there in the newspaper." And I would still tell them, "That's not me. Your eyes are playing tricks on you." So, okay, when I was in active addiction, you guys, first of all, there's a great deal of shame that I felt, okay? And I know a lot of you guys probably feel too when you're struggling. And shame, embarrassment, worry about being judged or ridiculed. And also, it doesn't help when people are accusatory or saying things like, "I know you're high," or "Why don't you make a change in your life? You're never going to get sober," or "I'm done with you. I can't support this anymore." What I have learned through working with people in recovery is that chases people away. And do I mean that you have to baby the addict? Do I mean that you have to cater to the addict? No. But establishing a healthy line of communication with the person is the first step in that person being able to come clean and be responsible for their actions. Why do I believe this is important? Why do I believe the way you talk to the addict is important? Because I've had personal experience doing the latter, yelling and screaming, calling my husband junkies and all kinds of mean cuss words and beating him up, you know, chasing him around the house with a skillet. And I've also had experience telling him, "I love you, I'm here for you, I'm not going to judge you." And I'll tell you which one worked better. You know, the one where I went to him and I was open, non-judgmental, non-accusatory, non-attacking, and we were able to sit down and he was able to come clean to me, admit what happened, and I'm grateful that I have learned how to communicate with him, because that's what's saving our situation. Now, all the times that I had ever been approached, a lot of the times they were when my parents were mad at me, or when my friends were mad at me, or a loved one, like a boyfriend or a girlfriend, was mad at me because I had went out and done something stupid. And of course, when they approached me about the situation, I denied it and I hid. You know, sometimes I almost feel like denial of our situation is a coping mechanism because I don't want to admit that my addiction is taking over my life. I don't want to admit that I have ruined every relationship that I have. I don't want to admit that every job I get, I lose because I get fired because I'm high. I don't want to admit that I can't be a mother to my son because I'm high. Because the moment I admit that is the day that I have to start making a change. You know, when you admit something, then you move into the acceptance process. And that's basically the first step to getting help. And of course, y'all know I'm doing laundry. That's my laundry going off. It wouldn't be a Nicole video without something crazy happening in the background. But I've really learned, you guys, that it's easy to go to somebody and to be angry and to be emotionally charged. But the best thing to do when you're dealing with somebody who has the disease of addiction, especially if it's a loved one, is to take a step back, try to let yourself cool off, try to let the emotions calm down, and then talk to them about what they're doing, you know. And like I said, go to them and try to talk to them with an understanding, open-minded, non-judgmental kind of language. Now, that's just that's what I do, and it works. I'm getting great results with that, okay? Now, whenever I was in my active addiction, it was like lying had became second nature, you guys. It was just what I did. I had lied so much that I became so used to lying that I didn't even know how to tell the truth anymore. And so it becomes a working part of the mind. It becomes a whole nother addiction, just like your drug addiction. And then once you lie so many times, you got to keep lying to follow up the other lie. And taking responsibility for our actions in active addiction, I mean, damn, I wish I could have. If I could have taken responsibility for my actions while I was in active addiction, I wouldn't have been in active addiction for 13 years. It took me going through everything I went through for 13 years to finally get to a point where I started to take responsibility. And it's a process. It's a healing process. And even though that person, even though your loved one or your friend is still in active addiction, sitting down with them, talking with them, and letting them know that you're there and you're not going to judge them, and that you love them and that you support them and that you want them to change is going to help them in the long run. I know a lot of us get to a point with our addictive loved ones where we're done. We're not going to, and that's good. Setting healthy boundaries is good. Not allowing that person to live with you is great. Not giving them money is great, because here's the goal. The goal is to make them so uncomfortable being in their addiction, not funding their lifestyle, not allowing them to live with you, not giving them a car to drive, not baking them cookies and delivering them on their front doorstep. That's making it easy for them. Why would I make a change if you're catering to me while I'm in my active addiction? When you set those boundaries and you no longer cater to that bad behavior, that's when change will happen, okay? It might not happen as soon as you want it to, but the worse it gets for the addict, the more uncomfortable they get in active addiction, the more apt they are to make a change. You know, there are some people who get into their active addiction and they become homeless, they lose everything, and they still want to get high. And you guys have to understand that there are going to be people out there that just don't get it, that it just doesn't click, okay? And if that's somebody that if that's somebody that you love and they're just not getting it and it's just not clicking, then maybe letting someone who's been there before in an addiction like me talk to them could help that person. You know, if you're trying to help somebody and you're not a drug addict and you don't understand, then talking to somebody else who has been there and letting that person reach out to the addict would be highly beneficial. So yeah, I wanted to make a video about why why people in active addiction can't take responsibility for their behaviors and actions. And like I said, I will link her channel down below. And yeah, I think that is a great topic to talk about. And I talk about so many of these things in my longer videos, you guys, my live streams that are like hours long. So I'm really going to start trying to condense and make these little 10-minute snippet videos of suggestions to help people that are out there struggling in active addiction. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me a comment, share the video, share, and hit the notification bell. And tonight's Thursday, so I'll see y'all tonight at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.